In a move that sent shockwaves through the international development community, President Trump ordered the dismantling of the United States Agency for International Development, also known as USAID. This 63-year-old agency, a cornerstone of American foreign policy, was abruptly targeted for closure. Over 8,000 USAID employees received their termination notices, many via email, with little to no explanation. This mass firing sent a clear message about the administration's stance on foreign aid and left many questioning the future of American global engagement. Andrew Natsios, a former USAID administrator under President Bush and a prominent Republican, publicly challenged the legality of the president's actions. He emphasized that USAID, established by Congress through the Foreign Assistance Act, could not be dissolved by a simple executive order. Natsios argued that this move disregarded the legislative process and set a dangerous precedent for executive overreach. The dismantling of USAID was swift and brutal, leaving a significant void in American foreign policy. The agency's programs, ranging from humanitarian aid to democracy promotion, were abruptly halted, leaving vulnerable populations around the world in a precarious state. The sudden departure of thousands of experienced professionals further crippled the agency's ability to function, even in a limited capacity. The decision to dismantle USAID sparked immediate controversy both domestically and internationally. Critics argued that it undermined America's global standing and damaged its reputation as a reliable partner. They warned of the potential consequences, including the rise of instability and the spread of extremism, in the absence of American leadership and support. Central to the dismantling of USAID was the newly formed Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. This entity, the brainchild of tech mogul Elon Musk and operating with direct authorization from President Trump, was tasked with streamlining government operations and reducing spending. However, DOGE's methods and the extent of its authority quickly raised red flags. DOGE was granted unprecedented access to sensitive government data, including the computer networks of the U.S. Treasury and at least 19 other agencies. This access, coupled with the lack of transparency surrounding DOGE's operations, sparked concerns about potential data breaches and misuse of information. A Treasury official who attempted to raise concerns about DOGE's access was promptly placed on leave, further fueling suspicion and anxiety. Senator Chris Coons, a Democrat from Delaware, emerged as a vocal critic of DOGE, expressing deep concern about its unchecked access to sensitive information, including Social Security numbers, Medicare records, and tax data. Coons characterized DOGE as an unelected, unofficial small group of young tech bros operating without proper oversight or accountability. He argued that their actions posed a significant threat to the privacy and security of American citizens. Adding to the concerns, a USAID employee reported witnessing a DOGE engineer using the agency's computer system to access classified areas within the building. This incident raised serious questions about DOGE's true intentions and the extent to which it was willing to go to achieve its goals. The potential compromise of classified information further eroded trust in the administration's handling of the situation. The dismantling of USAID was accompanied by a relentless smear campaign orchestrated by the Trump administration. USAID was publicly labeled a criminal organization, and its employees were denigrated as worms on social media platforms. President Trump himself accused the agency of widespread fraud and the theft of billions of taxpayer dollars. These accusations were vehemently denied by Andrew Natsios and other former USAID officials. They pointed to the agency's rigorous accountability measures and the multiple layers of oversight it operated under, including Congress, the Office of Management and Budget, and the State Department. Natsios argued that the accusations were baseless and intended to discredit the agency and its dedicated workforce. The legality of the Trump administration's actions was quickly challenged in court. At least 67 lawsuits were filed by former USAID employees, advocacy groups, and concerned citizens. The lawsuits alleged that the dismantling of USAID violated federal law and that the firings were conducted without due process. President Trump, while maintaining that his administration abided by court rulings, publicly questioned the legitimacy of judges who ruled against him. This stance further fueled concerns about his respect for the rule of law and the independence of the judiciary. The dismantling of USAID and the surrounding controversies raised profound constitutional concerns. Legal experts like Stephen Vladek, a constitutional law professor at Georgetown University, warned of the dangerous consolidation of power within the executive branch and the erosion of checks and balances. Vladek argued that the Trump administration was exploiting claims of fraud and inefficiency as a pretext to centralize power and silence dissent. The silence of many Republicans on this issue raised further questions. Elon Musk, a staunch Trump supporter who had invested heavily in Republican campaigns, reportedly threatened to financially back challengers to any GOP member who opposed the president's agenda. This alleged tactic, coupled with Musk's close ties to the administration and the billions his SpaceX program received in government contracts, fueled speculation about undue influence and a lack of accountability. Andrew Natsios, reflecting on the situation, expressed deep concern about the potential for a constitutional crisis if the administration continued to disregard legal norms and challenge the authority of the judiciary. He warned that such actions could have long-lasting consequences for American democracy and its standing in the world. The dismantling of USAID marked a tumultuous period in American foreign policy, leaving a legacy of uncertainty and distrust. The legal battles, the constitutional concerns, and the erosion of democratic norms signaled a troubling trend that extended far beyond the walls of a government agency. The future of American global engagement, once a beacon of hope and progress, remained precariously in question.